I don't think we fully understand just how lucky we are to be alive at the same time as Denis Villeneuve, because the guy just puts out banger after banger every time he's sitting in the director's chair. He simply doesn't miss. Now, I know it's been a long and bumpy road, but they don't release popcorn buckets like this for just any old movie. It's finally time to talk about Dune Part 2. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today I am very excited because we get to talk about the much anticipated follow-up from Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 2. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. Paul Atreides unites with Chani and the Fremen while on a war path of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. Facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the known universe, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee. So like pretty much every single person on the planet, I have been impatiently waiting for Dune Part 2 ever since the credits rolled in the first installment. Denis Villeneuve has been one of my favorite filmmakers for a long time now, and I feel like if you take a peek at his resume, it's easy to see why. Arrival, Sicario, Prisoners, which I actually think is still my favorite from him, but the list goes on and on. The guy is pretty much incapable of making a bad movie. And I love what he did with that first Dune film, but it was very clear that it was a part one. And in the back of my head, I think I was always looking forward to this second entry the most, because I feel like when you attempt to adapt a story that's as dense as this one, filled with world building, politics, and technology into a trilogy of movies, the first one obviously has to do the majority of the legwork when it comes to getting us up to speed, establishing the rules of this universe, and making sure the stakes are understood. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Dune Part 1 sets the table for us, but Dune Part 2 is a 10-course feast. And oh baby, what a glorious feast it is. Diving right into it though, this movie really improves upon all of the aspects that are offered up to us in the previous film in every way possible. The plot is fully realized, the action is tremendous, and the visuals will have you thinking you forgot to pack your sunblock, because when you watch Dune Part 2 on the largest screen that you can, you're just straight up on Arrakis. There's no other way to explain it. It's a war movie, a family drama, and a sci-fi epic all mashed into one and brought to life in a truly impressive fashion. And I feel like the word that I keep coming back to when I want to describe this film is monumental. There are a couple of scenes in here that are going to stay with me for the rest of my life because I had to actively pick my jaw up off of the floor after the first time Paul rides a sandworm and when he faces off against Fade Rotha. I would absolutely hate to be a film director right now because they're going to watch what Villeneuve has created here and ask, how the hell are we supposed to top this shit? Now, the performances across the board are absolutely top tier, which is to be expected when you take a look at this cast. They already had Timothee Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Zendaya, and Stellan Skarsgård from the previous film, but now they're taking it to a whole new level by adding the likes of Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, and Austin Butler. Like, holy hell, this has to be one of, if not the best ensemble of actors ever assembled. I think Chalamet does the best work that I've ever seen from him in this movie. A lot of the weight of this story falls on his shoulders, and his character of Paul undergoes a lot of growth, has to make tough decisions, and isn't afraid to get his hands dirty from time to time. I'm happy to say that this dude is more than up to the task. He continues to kill it as the central figure that this entire saga is based around. Now, when it comes to the newcomers involved, everyone understood the assignment, but I really couldn't get enough of Austin Butler as the villain Fade Rotha. I feel like it's pretty hard to create a menacing character that stands out but also doesn't overstay his welcome, and that was handled perfectly here. This dude is one sick puppy, and I was loving every second he was chewing the fat on screen. Honestly, seeing a film like Dune Part 2 in a massive IMAX theater with a packed crowd is such a satisfying and relieving experience with the way that 2024 has started when it comes to the world of movies. To me, it shows that we're still able to get game-changing big studio films when directors are actually allowed to take the reins and show us what they're made of. Hollywood really seems to take generations to learn the correct lessons from events like these whenever they happen, but hopefully we'll start seeing a shift towards trusting artists to bring their visions to life the way they see fit, because these are the types of awesome films we should be supporting and the creepy popcorn buckets we deserve. You know I'm right. Overall, guys, Dune Part 2 gave me everything I could have possibly wanted from a blockbuster science fiction epic and then some. It is a fantastic middle chapter in this saga, filled with spectacular action, interesting character development, and top-tier performances. Denis Villeneuve takes the second half of a book that many have said is impossible to adapt to the big screen, and delivers one of the best modern sequels of all time. Don't be surprised if after watching this one you think you found your favorite movie of the entire year already, because I think I've found mine. Dune Part 2 gets a Sully score of 5 stars. So that's my review of the latest Dune movie. Changing gears for a second, what do you think is the most underrated sci-fi film you've ever seen? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always trying to add to my watch list. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.